Nope. Well, good morning, everybody. I am Ron Tully. I'm the Dean for the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our 2023 College Awards and Alumni Speaker Ceremony. If you could take a moment to silence your phones, double check, make sure those are off. Certainly you can take plenty of pictures. I know folks will want to do that. And then after the ceremony is concluded, you're certainly welcome to stay and come up on the stage and take additional pictures if you like. I unfortunately will have to depart to another event. One thing for the presenters to be aware of, somehow there are a lot of errors in the program. We are not sure how that happened, but some of the names are incorrect for the awards. Some of the awards are missing, so we apologize for that. For the award recipients, we will try to get a corrected program for you, but please, presenters, be aware that that is not the copy we submitted, so there was probably some error in the printing shop. So just be aware of that and be aware of the order. So today we celebrate your accomplishments and prepare to congratulate many of you on your upcoming graduation. I would also ask you to reflect at this moment and on your education in your life. This is one of those times where it is kind of a rite of passage, and we tend to speed through these things. So pause. You've accomplished a lot to celebrate today. Let it drive you forward in your future, in your education, your career, and your life, and continuously evolve into the best person you can be. The synergy of your leadership, your intelligence, your passion, and your empathy are needed to make this world that is definitely wounded better. While our UF stage is small, from small stages come great performances and great character. Let this moment spur you on to bigger stages, bigger challenges, and greater accomplishments. We have faith in you that you will build on your legacy here at UF, so Godspeed on your journey. As part of today's celebration of our students, it's my privilege to welcome our 2023 College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences alumni speaker, Dr. Derek Sherman. If you'll come up, Derek. So Derek received his bachelor's in English with an emphasis in literature and writing from UF in 2012. He came back to UF for a post-baccalaureate, earning licensure in adolescence, young adult, grades 7 to 12 in 2013. And while working as a high school English and reading teacher for Cary High School from 2013 to 2016, he knew he wanted to come back to higher ed with the goal of becoming an English professor. Derek came back to us again in 2014, earning his Master of Arts in Rhetoric and Writing, and he was a member of our first graduating class of that master's program. He went on to receive his PhD in English with a focus on rhetoric and composition from Purdue University in 2021. And along the way, Derek was an honors graduate, a writing center tutor, a Doug Hess Award winner, president of Sigma Tau Delta, our English Honor Society, a participant in the London Scholars Program, among many, many accomplishments. Derek is a published author with dozens of conference presentations under his belt and a strong understanding of writing program administration, assessment, God help us, composition theory, and history. Derek currently teaches for us in the English department as an assistant professor. I can't think of a better representation of who we are in cause than Derek, a two-time alum, so we're so pleased to have you here today. Welcome, Derek.
Thank you. So thank you, Dr. Tully. All right, so hello friends, how are we on this morning? Good, that's a better response than what I expected. So, it's good. So, now I would like to start today's talk by thanking Dean Tully for asking me to speak, and for the entire College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences students, faculty, staff, for being such a welcoming presence on this campus. I would also like to thank the English department, who has helped me grow academically, professionally, and personally in many ways that I cannot express in words. I wouldn't be here today speaking to you if it were not for the mentorship of Dr. Christine Tully and Dr. Christine Denneker, who helped me navigate the world of academia as a first-generation college student. I cannot forget to thank Dr. Sarah Federka, Dr. Nikki Diedrich, and Dr. Judith Lansendorfer for their guidance in helping make my transition back to UF as smooth as possible. Now, today's talk will first start off with an introduction to who I am as an Oiler. I will then move into providing kind of 3 lessons that UF has taught me, which helps propel me forward in my research and my teaching practice. Does this sound okay to you? Okay, good, because that's what I have. So, yeah. I graduated with my undergraduate degree in English Literature and General Writing in 2012. I earned a post-baccalaureate in AYA Integrated Language Arts Education in 2013 and completed my Master of Arts in Rhetoric and Writing degree in 2015, all from the University of Findlay. I was fortunate enough to be one of the first students in the MARW program, which is now celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year. So, that's awesome. Now, during my master's degree, I also taught high school English at my alma mater, Cary High School, for 3 years. These 3 years were monumental in shaping who I am as an educator because it provided me with an opportunity to apply a lot of what I was learning in the classroom into my actual classroom. So the high school teaching experience ingrained in me an important perspective. High school teaching is hard. It's critical to a student's education, and high school teachers are doing important work with very little resources. As a result, it takes a collaborative effort between high schools and colleges to help students truly succeed. So the master's degree was truly a time to explore how everything I was learning worked in the classroom and in my own personal research and writing practices. It wasn't just learning, though. That helped make UF an impact on my life. The camaraderie provided within the undergraduate and graduate program created an atmosphere that made UF feel like home. As a cohort, we worked diligently with each other on understanding the material and how it applies to real-world situations. As a cohort and with the professors, we were engaged and willing to help each other craft our professional identities. I credit the small nature of UF's MARW program as one reason why we as students were able to succeed. Now, in 2016, I decided to pursue my PhD in Rhetoric and Composition at Purdue University, where I served in many different roles. I served as a teaching assistant for Introductory Composition at Purdue, an assistant director of assessment for Introductory Composition at Purdue, as a graduate assistant for Purdue's Polytechnic University, or Institute, and as a Purdue Research Dissertation Fellow. So compared to Findlay, Purdue provided me with a different yet amazing educational experience that built on my knowledge learned from UF. For example, I've kept my preliminary examination feedback from Purdue to remind myself of how far I've come in my education, a place no one in my family has ever been. So in case you're unaware, prelims are exams that occur after year 2 in the PhD program, and they are containing a set of 5 essay questions of 1,000 words or less on 5 core courses, all to be completed within a 24-hour time frame. So those classes included classical rhetoric, modern rhetoric, postmodern rhetoric, composition theory and pedagogy, and empirical research. So we received the essay questions at 9 a.m. on Monday, and we had to return them at 9 a.m. on Tuesday in person. So the exam feedback made me realize how influential Finley and the MARW program was on my education. So one reviewer states, students 4's, that's me, 24-hour question were some of the clearest answers I have read. The writer is extremely straightforward and direct in their responses, making sure the questions are answered in a way that demonstrates a distinct grasp of the material. I know that I couldn't have achieved this level of feedback if it were not for the depth of education and experiences that UF's MARW program provided for me. Now, my journey from confused freshman to faculty member at UF was one that was filled with 3 lessons. The first lesson, be willing to think and communicate broadly. 2, as Dr. Tully just recently talked about, slow down and appreciate the moment. And 3, I am the engineer of my education and my future. So let's talk about lesson 1 first. Be willing to think and communicate broadly. Prior to starting my freshman year at UF, I decided early on that I wanted to be a biology major and to someday hopefully work in zoology. However, I changed my mind, as you are well aware, and decided zoology was interesting, but it was not something I wanted to pursue. So then I switched over to business. However, business was not in my repertoire either. So I decided that I just didn't feel satisfied when pursuing these 2 majors. So in my first semester, I decided to just kind of take general education classes to see what happens. So in my first semester, I realized it's okay to not know something, okay? And it's okay to not have a transparent path forward. In retrospect, this uncertainty made me focus on what I value most in my life, and these awkward, uncomfortable moments in life often help us see more clearly. I truly felt like dropping out and pursuing a career elsewhere, but I promised myself to stick it out one more semester before I gave up entirely. So I remember sitting in Dr. Diedrich's English 106 class in Frost, reading about the Stanford Prison Experiment and other studies, and I knew writing was something that I enjoyed. So writing was a way for me to get my ideas down and was a method to engage in conversation with others. So I soon found myself enjoying classes like world literature with Dr. Denneker, poetry with Professor Hofer, social dimensions of language with Dr. Frederica, e-rhetoric with Dr. Tully, and folklore with Dr. Lansendorfer, all classes that required me to write and think broadly and differently. My enjoyment of these classes was also accompanied by a passion to teach and tutor students in the Writing Center. For me, the Writing Center helped me see that I loved teaching and tutoring students, and I still loved trying to devise different ways to explain these concepts to tutees. So while classes in my major were great and helped me think in disciplinary terms, I have to also credit classes that were not part of my major, because they too helped me think broadly. For instance, Dr. Mason's class on the Civil War and film had me thinking about the media's representation of specific battles and generals in the war. Dr. Montague's class on mass communication allowed me to engage in and analyze weekly book reviews. And of course, classes in the honors program, including classes on creativity, death and dying, rhetoric and communication, and religious prophets, helped me see that interdisciplinary knowledge is critical to anyone's foundation to think critically and broadly. So these classes were great, and because students from different majors were also enrolled, it broadened the experiences and discussion in the actual classroom. UF's mission as a liberal arts institution provided me with this pathway forward to think outside that disciplinary box. It is through this mission that I ask, how can I apply what I learned here to there? So I knew, for example, that teaching writing from the standpoint of grammar, syntax, punctuation, although important in context, was not going to benefit students in the long run with thinking and writing in various disciplines or for different audiences. What works for an academic audience is certainly not going to work for the general public. So my dissertation and current research looks at ways to improve student understanding of writing in various contexts by engaging faculty in other disciplines, to look at what they value in writing and how we together can help students navigate the difficult endeavor of transferring their writing knowledge. So not only do I think students and faculty play an important role in the writing transfer phenomenon, but institutions in their missions also play a critical role. Thus, we have to learn, think, and communicate broadly in order to successfully engage with the world. So let's talk about lesson 2, slow down and appreciate the moment. As I look back at my time at UF, the one piece of advice I wish I would have taken seriously was to slow down and appreciate the moment. Finley and Kaz provided me with so much knowledge and experiences in a short time that I wish I would have relished the moments more. We, especially me, are constantly in a rush to try to get through our learning experiences, many of which are good reasons. However, slowing down to reflect and appreciate the Finley and Kaz experience is so important. It may sound cliche, but don't let this moment and this experience pass you by. It wasn't until my PhD that I really learned this lesson, because the program at Purdue actually provided funding for 5 full years instead of the actual 4, which is typical. So it was in this time at Purdue that I realized slowing down on the dissertation provided me with many more opportunities to actually think about my research, the potential outcomes of this research, and of course develop relationships with scholars in the field. While I was at Finley, I often rushed to try to get through things and through classes because I wanted to be done. One semester, for example, I ended up with 24 credit hours, thanks to the honors program benefit of overload. In that semester, I felt like I was in a constant state of vertigo, and I never really had the opportunity to digest the course material. Learning material is one thing, but reflecting on that material and the impact it has is another. So let's talk about lesson 3. You are the engineer of your education. The previous 2 lessons in many ways culminate in this final lesson. You are the engineer to your education. Now, I wouldn't be a Purdue Boilermaker if I didn't somehow get an engineering metaphor in here. So it's here. So as an oiler first and then a Boilermaker, I learned quickly that my education was in my hands and that what I did with it was up to me. I had the privilege because I wasn't boxed in a specific career path because I pursued an English degree. In almost every poll from employers that asks what they value in a college graduate, the skills and aptitudes that are taught in Kaz are constantly mentioned and are highly sought after, including things such as critical thinking skills, written and oral communication, and even experiential learning. Because I could write and had a way with words, I was able to work with Purdue's Polytechnic Institute on several research projects that led to publications in their most prestigious journals and even led to our research group earning the Sylvius Wolonsky Outstanding Publication Award for our article, Learning by Evaluating Through Adaptive Comparative Judgment. Knowing these critical skills are needed in a wide range of industries, seeking a degree or minor in Kaz is helpful in so many ways. The University of Findlay provides you with a toolbox to learn these skills. Therefore, I've made a promise to myself to take the knowledge I've learned from Findlay, Purdue, in the field of rhetoric and composition, and make it accessible to both my students and those outside of my field, and engage in collaborative efforts that improve student education. As a result, I know I have more learning to do and more research to do, but I've been provided with a toolbox for making this next step in my journey. Findlay made this happen for me. Findlay provided a strong foundation to succeed at a large, top-ranked university in the field of rhetoric and composition. Findlay believed in me and knew I could succeed. As a sort of parting wisdom for the students in the audience, Findlay will provide you with a toolbox when you graduate. But it is up to you to decide how you use this toolbox and for what purpose. I believe, as I am sure UF and others within this room believe, with great certainty, that you will use this toolbox to do good for this world and others. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and now we will go in somewhat of an order. Our first one is indeed in order. So our first award is the Campus Leader Award, and this is given to a College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences major who has exhibited leadership on campus during the current academic year, either in academics or in co-curricular activities. This year's recipient is Alexander Miller. So Alex, will you please join me on stage? Alexander Miller is a religious studies, biblical studies emphasis major, musical arts minor, and theater minor. He has served the University of Findlay as a resident assistant for 3 years, and as a clerical assistant music librarian for 2 years. He has served as treasurer for Alpha Psi Omega, and as both vice president and secretary for Take Note. He has also served as a student leader in both co-ed Bible study and sermon study for 2 years, as well as been a frequent guest speaker on the campus worship service, Revive. You may have seen him in UF theater programs such as Cabaret, Middletown, and I always get this one right. The other production? Eurydice. I always say it wrong is what I meant to say, and I said that wrong. And a series of one-act plays. His future plans after graduation in May 2023 will be to spend 3 months in Alaska, serving as a youth summer camp for children. After the summer, he plans to spend the next 3 years working closely with the Churches of God General Conference as a fellow at College First Church of God while receiving his Master's of Divinity at Weinbrenner Theological Seminary. Congratulations, Alex. And here's where things get a bit out of order. There's an award that does not appear in your programs, and that is the Leader of Tomorrow Award. The Leader of Tomorrow Award is given to a College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences major who has developed skills as a result of their studies that will help them become a leader at some point in the future. And I correct myself here. It is on there, but it's the wrong person. This award is for perceived potential for leadership in life after graduation. And this year's recipient is Michaela Holtz. Michaela, will you join me on the stage? Michaela is a junior criminal justice major and a psychology minor. She is an excellent student, as evidenced by her cumulative GPA of 3.91. She works as a security officer and as a dispatcher for the Campus Safety and Emergency Management Department. Michaela has served admirably as an executive board member of the Criminal Justice Forensic Science Student Organization and works in the community as a security officer for Blanchard Valley Hospital. Moreover, Michaela has volunteered to participate in the Countdown to Commencement initiative. Both inside and outside of the classroom, Michaela has exhibited leadership and professionalism. Congratulations, Michaela. Now I think we're on the missing one here. This is the Scholar of Leadership Award. This is given to a arts, humanities, and social science major who has demonstrated leadership or leadership potential through scholarly and or professional activity. This award is for outstanding intellectual or experiential work. And this year's recipient is Cassie Heilman. Is Cassie here? So I'm making you come up here all the way, and you're going to be coming up here shortly again for another award. So I am not going to steal all of Dr. Allie KB's thunder and let her do it since she knows you best. So, but congratulations, Cassie, and we will get you a program that is accurate. So, thank you. Samantha Atkins, will you join me on stage? You prefer Sam, right? Whatever works. I like that. The DeBow and Catherine Freed Academic Scholar Award was established by the former University of Findlay president, Dr. DeBow Freed. Dr. Freed served as the University of Findlay's 16th president from 2003 to 2010, and he was also president at Monmouth College and Ohio Northern University, where he was president for 32 years. Mrs. Freed also had a positive impact as a community leader on the institution. At the University of Findlay, she helped to bring the National Student Honor Societies to the university, supported the Mazza Museum, and helped in beautifying the campus. The Findlay Mortarboard chapter is named for her, as is the Galleria and the Mazza Museum, and the Contemporary Christian Lecture Series. So as you might imagine, this is one of our highest awards. The DeBow and Catherine Freed Academic Scholars Award is presented annually to the highest ranking undergraduate student in each of our 6 colleges, as is measured by the highest accumulative grade point average after the first semester of one's senior year. Sam is our English and Public and Professional Writing emphasis major with 2 minors in Writing and Graphic Design, and she is our Freed Award winner for the highest GPA in the College of Cuz. So welcome and congratulations. And we have 2 things for you. Yeah, right over here. Congratulations.
I'm Kevin Jeske, Chair of the Department of Communication, and it is my honor to announce to you we will be inducting 2 members into Lambda Pi Eta, the National Communication Honors Association, into our Theta Upsilon chapter. Our 2 members come from the Master of Arts in Professional Communication program, and they are Montana Kitchen and Caitlin Schuerk. They are not able to be here today because these 2 individuals really do a lot of great work in their community, and that's what they're doing right now. Katie, for example, she works for Crime Victim Services, and if you would like to congratulate her at all, one of the people she works with is an intern here, and they will be presenting later today on their work with Crime Victim Services, Callie Kissenberth at 3 to 3:20, and Whitson CBSL 232. So great work both of these people do here in their communities, and I'm very excited to induct them into our Honor Society. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm happy to present the Psychology Student of the Year Award. So each year the psychology program chooses a star performer to single out in appreciation. We have so many wonderful students that this is always a quite difficult task. The student really must be superb. They need to be academically nearly perfect, dedicated to campus betterment, helpful to others, and prepared with research and throughout academia to be very helpful in the field afterwards. So we would really like for them to be either going into a graduate program or to be able to be set up to immediately work with their community for the betterment of humans right after they graduate. This year's Psychology Student of the Year exemplifies all of these qualities. She has been involved in research with 2 laboratories, has presented work at multiple conferences. She has worked on numerous papers. In fact, 2 of them have already been under revise and resubmit, and I expect them to be accepted within the next few weeks. If that happens, that would be 2 peer-reviewed journal actual acceptances before a student graduates, which I actually have never seen in a student before of this age. I don't know if anyone else has, but she will certainly be the first in my lab to be that well published, and I believe possibly the first in our department to have ever been published that well, and I believe she is even graduating early. Is that right? So this is truly an exceptional human being. So she has done all of this while also working to uplift the campus community with involvement in Psych-Hi and United. You see her everywhere. They are always helping people and truly committed to the betterment of humans through research, academics, friendliness, and just overall having a wonderful presence and a real shining light in the classroom. So please allow me to congratulate and help me to congratulate Cassie Heilman, our Psychology Student of the Year. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning. Ooh, seems hot. My name is Alex Davis. I serve the university as instructor of communication, and today I'm here to present 2 awards. The first of which is our outstanding student in communication, and this goes to Laura Brito Morgado. Laura, I'm not sure if you are present, but if you are, please make your way to the stage. Not so, but we will still discuss her in positive light as she is winning this award and deserving of it. So I have actually not have the opportunity of working with her directly, but have heard, seen, and read about a lot of her work. So a couple things to note about Laura is that she's one of our first organizational communication majors with a 3.85 GPA. She's a double major in business administration with a marketing emphasis. She's a Dana Scholar. GPA, once again, overall 3.85 organizational communication. Marketing is a 3.91 with an overall 3.79. She's also been successful on the women's track tennis team during her years at UF. In which we should also highlight that last summer she had the opportunity to combine her interest in tennis with her communication major when she did her internship at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. In August and September, she worked in player operations at the US Open, where she had the opportunity, to practice and polish her interpersonal and organizational communication skills, working with players, coworkers, and coaches. With that said, she's also produced excellent work for UF Pulse Media, Pulse News, and Pulse TV, as well as her classes covering events both here at UF, as well as her home country of Venezuela. Her overall body of work at UF has made her the 2023 Department of Communication Outstanding Student of the Year. So if we could give Laura a big round of applause. The second award that I have the opportunity to present is our Pulse Media Student of the Year. This individual, his name is Jeremiah Jackson. He cannot be here at the moment because he's accepting another award for the College of Business. This is his fourth of the day. So he's had a busy morning, and rightly so. But a couple things about Jeremiah. If you don't know him, he's originally from Miami. He's born in Miami, raised in Columbus. He picks and chooses daily where he's actually from. But he's a star on the football team. He's general manager of 88.3 WLFC, our campus radio station, writer of Pulse News, as well as sideline reporter, color commentator for Pulse TV. He's the president of Digital Media Club and an anime connoisseur and enthusiast. I'm still working on getting my education in anime and manga and all that. He loves it. It's a beautiful thing. If you do know Jeremiah, then you know that he's very hardworking, diligent, focused, self-motivated, and much like his favorite athlete, LeBron James, he can score at will, but he would probably prefer to assist, and he serves every single day, whether that's by training individuals, working with cameras, equipment, audio, Adobe Audition, anything in the radio station. He really enjoys serving. I've had the opportunity to work with Jeremiah for the last year and a half. Upon my entrance to UF, I got paired with him somehow, some way. It was a big blessing. I have no idea, but I'm extremely grateful. I'm also extremely grateful that he just entered the room. So with that said, Jeremiah, please come on up and get your award. Jeremiah Jackson, Pulse Media Student of the Year. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Dave Essinger in English, and those of you who know me won't be surprised that we're going a little out of order. I'm going to do 2 awards while I'm up here. We'll start with the Robert Ewald English Award. This will go to McKenna Dosek, who can't be here today. I think she's at NCUR, is that right? Doing other great undergrad research stuff. But the Ewald Award is for multimodal work, and I was pleased to see McKenna win this because I was thrilled to nominate her for this because this was a project from our class in multimedia rhetoric, where she took a story that she wrote in short fiction, in English 208 creative writing, so a text short story, did an audio treatment recording of that with a music soundtrack, and the whole thing worked really well together. So students are doing cool things with all of the media in these projects. So she will get a certificate that looks a lot like this one, and a check when she gets back from Wisconsin. I'm also up here to present the G.G. Brewer Awards in Creative Writing. If Emily Wynn and Sarah Vasicki could join me on stage. Ashley Allen. Hi. Ashley Allen is also receiving one of these awards. She is also gone to NCUR, presenting her brilliant, undergrad research. The Brewer Awards in Creative Writing are given every year from the best work submitted to From the Writer's Kitchen, our in-house UF community literary magazine, which also I'll take this moment to note, save the date, 2 weeks from today, Friday the 28th at 5 p.m., we will have a release party for this year's From the Writer's Kitchen. This will be in the Writing Center, 5 p.m. There will be, food, snacks, and traditionally a cake with the cover on it. And the cover looks really sharp, so It's cool. And the content is also really awesome, including featuring work by Emily and Sarah and Ashley. Yeah, so I'll announce these. Ashley Allen wins third place for her story Path of the Psychopomp. And when she gets back, we will have, trying to drop everything here, we will have a certificate that looks a lot like this for her and, you know, cash money. So congrats to Ashley. And the second place award goes to Sarah Vasicki for the poem title was The Swing, yes? Okay. Yep. Yes, that one. So Sarah gets this certificate and $50 actual check, real cash money. So writing pays, people. Yeah. And this year's first place Brewer Award goes to Emily Wynn for the short story. It was Diet Pepsi and Spam, yes? And I'll just note while I'm up here that you can hear both Sarah and Emily read from their work later today in a couple sessions in a row, roughly between 1 and 2 and 2:37 CBSL. So will you be reading some of the work from the Writer's Kitchen as well as some other things, right? So they'll be reading works from our novel workshop and other things TBD or TBA, right? So I hope you'll come out and hear them read some of this live, too. Thanks, everybody.
Hello, I am Judith Lansendorfer, the Writing Program Director in the English Department, and I'm going to be up here for a while because I am also presenting awards on behalf of Dr. Sarah Federker, our chair, and also Dr. Nikki Diedrich, who is the mentor for our Sigma Tau Delta English Honor Society, both of whom are, as Dave mentioned, at the National Conference on Undergraduate Research with a number of our students. So wearing my hat for Dr. Federka, I would first like to present the awards for Honors in English. Honors in English is awarded to English majors who have earned a GPA of at least 3.7 in the English major and a 3.5 in all courses, and who demonstrate strong scholarly and/or creative ability in papers and projects. We have 6 graduates earning honors in English this year, and I would ask please for Kayla Bays, Heather Brimmer, Olivia Hyatt, and Jenna Simon to please join me on stage. Two of our other folks who are earning honors in English are Ashley Allen and McKenna Dosick, who Dave mentioned are at NCAR with Dr. Federka and Diedrich. So first, Kayla Bass. Kayla is a double major, graduating with degrees in English and Adolescent Young Adult Integrated English Language Arts. She is the president of Sigma Tau Delta International English Honor Society and an integral part of our program. Her faculty have said about her, Kayla continuously volunteered in class discussions, tackling difficult concepts. She has demonstrated a strong grasp on scholarship and shows an ability to incorporate this scholarship in her own writing. Also, her projects have been detailed and impressive. She is a joy to work with and should represent UF well after graduation as a high school English teacher. Kayla's capstone project, an attempt to revive the humanities in a high school English classroom, was accepted for presentation at this year's NCAR. And after graduation, Kayla will begin her career as an English language arts teacher at Elmwood High School. Congratulations, Kayla. Heather Brimmer is also a double major, earning her degrees in English Adolescent Young Adult Integrated English Language Arts and English itself. Heather served as president of both Sigma Tau Delta and the Student Government Association. About Heather, her faculty have said, she was always a productive member of class, contributing her thoughts to class discussion, the production of group presentations, and in-class group projects. In all of this work, Ms. Brimmer excelled. She is a responsible student and an inquisitive and creative thinker. As such, I recommend her for honors in English. Heather presented her capstone project, reevaluating representation and analysis of high school classroom literature virtually at Anchor 2022, Anchor at Home. After graduation, Heather will move to North Carolina and begin her teaching career. Congratulations, Heather. Olivia Hyatt. Olivia is majoring in English with an emphasis in literature. Olivia is an active member of the English department and campus community. She participates in Sigma Tau Delta and has been a leader in the University of Findlay's Pan-Hellenic organization, as well as in her sorority. About Olivia, her faculty have said, Olivia is a strong writer and someone who thinks critically about complex ideas. She also has a wonderful sense of curiosity. She asks questions, and questions that reveal the depth of her thinking and her ability to synthesize seemingly disparate information. Also, Olivia has much potential as an emerging scholar and leader. Olivia presented her capstone project, Notice Me, Young Adult Novel Character Development to Destigmatize Young Adult Male Mental Health Issues, virtually at Anchor in 2022, Anchor at Home. Tomorrow, she is going to present her work on the panel, Closing the Gaps, Promoting English Education and Confidence in Undergraduate Students Writing and Communication, at the College English Association of Ohio conference, which, if you don't know, is a conference that usually is open to degreed faculty and to graduate students. So having an undergraduate present at this conference is really quite a feat. After graduation, Olivia will begin her graduate studies in the Masters of Art and Rhetoric program here at UF. Congratulations, Olivia. And Jenna Simon. Jenna is majoring in English with an emphasis in literature. She was managing editor for Slippery Elm and the Sigma Tau Delta Historian. About Jenna, her faculty have said, Jenna is an excellent close reader of texts. She thoughtfully builds arguments from textual evidence, and she makes insightful connections between readings from our course and her other courses. She is particularly skilled at applying literary theories to interpret the literature that we are reading. Also, I have enjoyed watching Jenna mature into a promising young scholar. She's a delight to have in class. Jenna's capstone project, Colleen Hoover and Harmful Themes in Contemporary Romance, was accepted for presentation at this year's Anchor, and Jenna will also be joining us in the Master of Arts in Rhetoric and Writing program here at UF this fall. Congratulations, Jenna. Okay, so I'm changing hats now, and the next presentation is the William J. Wagner English Award, which is presented by the Writing Program. So could Lily Ahmed, Trista Fintel, Barrett Jones please come to the stage as a group, and then also Hannah Beveridge also come to the stage. Every year we hold the William J. Wagner Competition for Excellence in Writing in a second-year composition class. This year, our winners engaged in a group project in English 272, Introduction to Technical Communication. Their report, Behavior Charts in Traditional Elementary Classes, Do They Work?, informs the audience effectively on the given topic. The report integrates secondary sources and original primary source content as well. It's professionally organized and formatted using alphabetic text, integration of visuals, and formatting consistent with the expectation of scholarly journals. In short, it was a really great example of what can be done in a second-level writing class, and it is my pleasure to present the William J. Wagner Award to Lily Ahmed, Barrett Jones, and Trista Fintel. Thank you. And I will say that Trista had to leave for a track meet, but we will make sure that she gets her award after. I also would like to recognize Hannah Beveridge's work. Because of the quality of writing that we had with the Wagner this year, it was really hard to decide on a winner and so forth. So we really wanted to make sure that we recognize Hannah's work on companion animal obesity as well, and she has won the honorable mention for the Wagner Award. Very nicely done, Hannah, and congratulations. Thank you, ladies. Okay, I'm changing hats again. Now I'm Dr. Friederike, the chair of the department. And I will be presenting now the R.L. Gephardt English Award. The R.L. Gephardt English Award is given to a first or second year student with strong overall academic record who is selected for writing ability and the promise of future success in the field of English studies, including professional writing, high school or college English teaching, and graduate study. Will Madeline Patch please join me on stage? Maddie is an English major with dual emphasis in public and professional writing and creative writing. She completed her first year at UF, and a very successful first year it has been. She has been involved with our literary magazine and was also selected to be a literacy tutor in the College of Education, which is a position that allows her to share her knowledge and her love of reading with her peers. She carries a 4.0 GPA within the English major and looks forward to a career in publishing and editing. Those who have been privileged to have had Maddie in class recognize her strengths as a critical reader, as a writer, and as a thinker, as well as her wonderful sense of humor and kind heart. And it is my pleasure to present the R.L. Gephardt Award to Maddie Patch. I have writing program director hat on now to present the R.C. Gephardt Award. Could Elizabeth Burns please come to the stage? So as with second level writing, each year we have an award for first level writing, namely English 104, College Writing 1, or English 106, College Writing 2. This year we had two winners. They tied, and they were determined by the review committee to have really great examples of writing, not just for first level, but really just great writing overall, really strong thesis statements, supporting the author's claims through secondary research, great organizational structure, really great overall package of writing for first year composition and beyond. They had really great essays, and those writers are Elizabeth Burns for Growth in English 104, Adapting Teaching Methodology to Accommodate Students. Elizabeth, congratulations. And Ian Wilson was not able to be with us today, but his paper was Alternatives to Animal Experimentation, and we will make sure that he gets his award. Okay, Christine.
I should have had Judith put her hat on for me. All right, I'm Christine Tully. I direct the graduate program in rhetoric and writing. You've heard a lot about it from our speaker, so if anybody's out here looking for something to do next year and you're graduating, come see me. So we have room for you in the program. You can join Jen and Olivia. I'm also asking Marissa if you want to come up on stage with me. I'm presenting the Doug Hesse Award for Outstanding Graduate Student in our Master of Arts in Rhetoric and Writing program. The award is given because Doug Hesse had his first faculty job here at the University of Findlay, and he just finished a term serving the presidency for the National Council of Teachers of English, and he's been a great friend to our program. So Marissa was voted as our unanimous winner for the Outstanding Graduate Student this year due to her high level of scholarly work, her outstanding GPA, and her published research. So she has a peer-reviewed published article that is out that we can share with anyone who would like to check it out. And she also has a published book review. So one of the things that we look for when we award scholarship is just to see if somebody can continue in a scholarly trajectory. And we know that Marissa will with her research. So congratulations.
I'm wearing one last hat, and that is Dr. Diedrich for Sigma Tau Delta. So we have Kayla Bays and Heather Brimmer here to help us with the awards for Sigma Tau Delta. So could Emily Wynn, Cora Purvis, and Skylar Waddell please come to the stage? Sigma Tau Delta is proud to welcome the newest group of inductees into the UF's growing Xi Theta chapter of our English Honor Society. Inductees are members for life and commit to the support of Sigma Tau Delta's mission of fostering literacy in the community through acts of service. Graduate inductees must have a minimum of a 3.3 GPA and must have completed at least 6 semester hours in English or a related field. Undergraduate inductees achieve a minimum of a 3.0 GPA and must have completed 3 semesters of college coursework, including 6 hours of English-related coursework beyond the first-year writing requirements. Membership for undergraduates is open to all majors. So we welcome the following Sigma Tau Delta members who were formally inducted on March 29th. So Emily Wynn. Cora Purvis. And Skylar Waddell. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jamie Lee Kim, and I'm not sure if Annabelle was able to be with us today, but if she is, she can come on up. I teach in the Forensic Sciences program here at the University of Findlay. We've got 2 majors, forensic biology and forensic chemistry, and each year we pick an outstanding student of the year for our program, and this year Annabelle McMillan was chosen. She's actually a double major in forensic biology and forensic chemistry, and she's maintaining a GPA of 3.92 or 3.91, so very high. Our program has a high credit content. It's like 80 credits plus your gen eds, so it's pretty rigorous, and she's holding her own. She is also getting her Associates of Arts degree in equine studies. So for context, she spends early mornings out at the barn where she works, and she also serves as our student assistant for the department. So she helps set up labs, she's tutored other students in the program, and she does a lot of service for the program as well. So all of that being said, please, even though she's not here, join me in a round of applause for Annabelle McMillan, our outstanding student.
Megan, are you here? Megan Burke is the recipient of the Andrea Baldridge Memorial Criminal Justice Student of the Year Award. A little bit about Megan. She comes to us from Mason, Ohio. She's a double major in criminal justice and psychology with a GPA of 3.88. She's been on the Dean's List every semester while at U of F. She's a member of Alpha Phi Sigma Honor Society and Psi Chi Honor Society. Some of her activities while on campus: she's a student ambassador and orientation leader for U of F, member of the U of F softball team, and nominated by her peers as senior leader for next season. She's currently secretary of the CJ Forensic Science Honor Society and elected president for next year, and she is the Psi Chi current secretary and elected president for that organization next year. Her community service involves volunteering with Miracle League organization, volunteers with Hands Against Hunger organization, volunteers with Matthew 25 organization, assistant coach to high school softball team, and runs tutoring services for kids in her hometown. Do you have any time for anything else? Wow. Career goals: Megan aspires to get into the criminal justice system as an investigator in either crimes against persons or a homicide division, and would like to continue to coach softball. A little bit more about Megan. She faced the unfortunate loss of her father this academic year, And with countless acts of support both on and off campus, she very successfully managed a demanding academic, athletic, and extracurricular schedule, which is done rather rare in an undergraduate student. Megan, when notified that she would be receiving this award, stated, "My time at U of F has served me well. I have found it to be an incredibly supportive and caring community, and through the toughest time of my life, my friends, professors, staff members, coaches, and teammates here have all shown me what it's like to truly represent the university. I am so thankful for everyone and everything U of F have brought to me, but especially grateful for the fantastic and lifelong relationships I have gained during my time here." Megan, congratulations.
Good morning. I am Leah Brandt, and I teach American Sign Language here, and we are here to present the outstanding students in a foreign language and what we look for. Well, we look for a student that has that passion to learn more about a language that they might be the first time they ever learned it, sitting in a college classroom, and not only the language, but the culture of the people that use it. So it is my great pleasure to award Morgan Cherney, ASL Student of the Year, and Morgan is a sophomore from Youngstown, Ohio. She plays softball. Her major is pre-vet animal science, and she has the minor in intercultural studies with the emphasis in ASL. Fancy that, right? This was an easy pick for me this time around. She came to me as a freshman, and she is just like a natural signer. She loved to learn. She wanted to know more, and I just knew I snatched her up real quick. She is one of my student tutors, and we are so lucky that Morgan found her way to UF. I am honored that she found her way to my class, and I am blessed that she has remained in my world. So, congratulations.
So the Japanese language award goes to Abigail Campbell. Abigail is majoring in Japanese and TESOL. Today she is not here with us because she is studying abroad in Japan. She must be sleeping now. And she is a senior and will graduate in December after returning from her study abroad in September 2023. Her goal is to go back to Japan and teach English there upon graduation. Let me say a few words about Abigail. She came from Illinois after having completed her associated degree. She only had 1 year and a half to demonstrate who she is, but that was far more than enough. As soon as she stepped on this campus, she became an integral part of the Japanese program. She played an integral part when we hosted student groups from Japan. She helped many exchange students, including those from Japan. She tutored students who are studying Japanese with Japanese. She helped Japanese businessmen and Japanese mothers with their English. She also led a group of students with our cultural outreach activities, including the Genki Kids Japanese Language and Culture Club. All of these accomplishments were recognized in the form of study abroad scholarship. She was one of the 16 winners out of over 300 applicants from all over the U.S. who received a very competitive bridge scholarship. We respect and value her kindness and are very proud of her dedication and accomplishments.
Hello, I'm Nathan Gordon, Assistant Professor of Spanish and Hispanic Cultures. I'd like to invite two fantastic students to come up on the stage and stand with me, Jillian Perez and Caitlin Sheng. Please come on up. They asked me which was my most outstanding student, and I have so many excellent students here at the University of Findlay that it was really difficult to just pick one. And so I had to pick two of the best. And let me start with Jillian. Jillian is finishing up her sophomore year at the University of Findlay. She's an animal science and pre-vet major and Spanish minor. Jillian also plays softball for the Oilers. She is currently a member of pre-vet club, Spanish club, Delta Tau Alpha Honor Society, and she is the vice president of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Jillian took 5 years of Spanish before attending the University of Findlay, and she was eager to continue her studies at a higher level. Her future plans include going on a study abroad, trip to Costa Rica or Ecuador, attending vet school somewhere warm, and traveling to Spanish-speaking countries to help provide veterinarian services and connect with those of the Hispanic culture. Please give her a round of applause. Caitlin Sheng has been studying Spanish since 6th grade. It is one of her favorite classes here at the University of Findlay, and she plans on minoring in Spanish alongside her animal science pre-vet major. Outside of class, she loves to read and write, as well as hang out with her friends and go on dog walks. She loves studying Spanish not only because it's an important language to the world, but also because she has fallen in love with the language and the culture of Spanish-speaking countries. After graduation, she plans on attending vet school to eventually become a veterinarian. And she's also the president of the Spanish Club and has quickly taken on a lot of responsibilities that I've asked her to do. So please give her a round of applause.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jennifer Fenema Bloom, and I'm here to introduce the Outstanding Student in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. This award goes out to either undergrads or graduates within the TESOL field. This year, our two candidates are Matthew Allen and Lindsay Bishop. Allen, can you come to the stage? The right folder. Matthew Allen chose to study TESOL at the master's level to prepare for a career teaching English to second language learners in a university setting. Also because he wanted to understand ESL teaching more fully. He wrote it in the first person, so I'm grateful for the awesome training and experience that I've had through MA classes. Thank you, Matthew. And through working for the ELL Center. He, in the ELL Center, is a tutor, and we have countless individuals coming in asking from anything from, how do you read this electric bill, to, can you help me write my English 106 paper? So, they work really hard in our ELSL Center, and that's why Matthew was chosen this year for one of the award-winning recipients. After graduation, Matthew will be going to Ankara, Turkey. For how many years? 2 years teaching English. Congratulations. Lindsay is also one of our ELL Center workers, and she's a very gifted researcher. She will be joining Matthew in Ankara, Turkey for the 2-year experience, but it is my hope that she'll go on to a doctoral program. Congratulations, Lindsay. I guess I don't read physical cueing very well. The next award is called the Bridging Cultures Award. It is the Department of Language and Cultures Award for any student who goes out above and beyond for bridging between the community, either on campus or within the community of Findlay, and a native culture. This year's award goes to Hitomi Hirano. I don't think Hiromi, oh, she is. Hiromi, come on up. I'm very, very proud of Hiromi. She is part of the Japanese Kake program. Yes? What program brought you here?
Just exchange student.
Okay, she's part of the exchange students, so she's only been with us for about a year. Her major in Japan is sociology, but right now she's studying in the intensive English language program at the University of Findlay. She is interested in American culture and history, and once she finishes the IALP, she will return to Japan in May. Hitomi will continue her main major in Japan until she graduates. She believes her exchange student program experience will be a plus for her future career. One of the reasons Hitomi was chosen for this award was for her work in International Mother Language Day. It's a day on campus, actually it's a UNESCO Day, to support heritage language learning. Thank you, Hitomi.
Good morning. I'm Philip Brulot. I'm the professor of technical theater, and if I'm on stage and in the light, something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. So I'll do my best to muddle through this. Students who participate in theater learn many skills other than just acting and singing. They learn valuable research skills. They learn leadership. They learn creative and critical thinking. And this year's recipients of our outstanding seniors in theater are Kaylee Furge and Jack Yater. If you have seen a production in the last several years, more than likely these faces are very familiar to you. They have been part of pretty much every production since they have gotten on campus. Kaylee, I believe you're coming up on your 19th show. So my question is, which one did you not do? Kaylee has been a stage manager, has been on stage for many productions and working various backstage positions. You just recently saw her on stage for 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee in the starring role of Rona. She's also part of Alpha Psi Omega. She's a chemistry major, biology major, chemistry minor, intercultural studies minor, theater minor. So obviously has so much free time. And has been extremely valuable to the program, helping with recruiting so much that she even recruited her own sister to come join our program. Jack, we have seen in many, many different shows. 16, I think, is the upcoming number. You may have also seen him around campus as a member of the admissions team, welcoming potential Oilers to campus. He is actually getting ready to star in, this would be his 16th show, Fully Committed, where he plays 32 different characters. So I encourage you to come out and see this capstone project of Jack's and to applaud him in his excellent work and both of their great work for us the last several years. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Valeria Escobedo, and I'm going to be presenting the Outstanding Student in Graphic Design Award on behalf of Ann Beekman, who is our graphic design professor. So this year's recipient is Olivia Carlton, and I don't think Olivia is able to be. You are? Yay! Good, good. All right. I looked for you. I looked everywhere except the front row, right there. Great, I'm glad you can be here. So Olivia is a senior graphic design major with 3 minors in marketing, photography, and art history, and an impressive 3.9 GPA. She's a member of the UF varsity softball team, is the public relations officer for UF's Green Campus Club, and is a recipient of the UF Presidential Scholarship. She's currently an intern at Romark, and Olivia has worked as a student graphic designer with UF Print Services, served as a tutor for the art program, and has done a variety of freelance design and photography work. So we are pleased to present Olivia with this certificate along with subscriptions to Communication Arts and Graphic Design USA magazines. So congratulations to Olivia.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Buchanan. I teach in the History, Law, and Gender Studies program. My chair, Dr. Mason, gave me the opportunity to present the Excellence in Law and Liberal Arts Award, for which I'm deeply grateful because we have a truly outstanding student to present it to. So the award for academic excellence in pre-law studies is awarded to Christopher Joyce. He's a very deserving recipient of this award, as you will see. He's a dual major in pre-law studies and history with an overall GPA of 3.82 and a pre-law GPA of 4.0. I'm his advisor and I teach in both disciplines. He's been a student in many of my courses and he's a pleasure to work with. He has a great sense of humor, a very sardonic sense of humor at times, but a great sense of humor. He's curious, he engages with the materials and with his colleagues. As his GPA attests, and as you will see by the other things that I tell about him, he's a truly excellent student. Christopher also participated in the regional and national competitions for the American Moot Court Association. These competitions occur all over the United States. They involve really the best of the pre-law students or students interested in law. It requires students to read and analyze at least 18 actual U.S. Supreme Court cases or state Supreme Court cases, and then to apply them in a simulated U.S. Supreme Court case in oral arguments. Chris and his partner did very well in the regional competition and were given a slot in the national competition. They participated in the national competition. In order to be invited to the national competition, what that means is he was in the top 5% of the competitors across the country, and there were hundreds of them. And they're competing with schools that involve, the big hitters, the Harvards, the Yale, the Princetons, University of Michigan, the Air Force Academy, University of Virginia, et cetera, and so forth. So what it shows is that students from University of Findlay can succeed in competitions against the best students across the universities of this country, which I think is wonderful. Chris didn't win the nationals, but he did an excellent job. It was actually he and his partner the first individuals from the University of Findlay to get to the nationals. It is a big deal. In addition, as a member of his studies in history that Dr. Mason will talk to in a minute, he was invited to and did become a member of Phi Alpha Theta, the History Honor Society. In addition to being an excellent student, Christopher is currently the president of the University of Findlay Law Society and sponsors presentations from various law schools, trips to take the law students to places like the Ohio Supreme Court for arguments, and also does charitable activities for the university and the community. An example of one of them, which I thought was absolutely amazing, is he and his team, and he works, by the way, very closely with his colleagues. This is a team effort, which is one of the things Chris does extremely well, is work together as a team. They put together a life-size clue competition on the university where people walk through the clue game to try to figure out who was the one that actually murdered the victim for that particular one. He also works for the Campus Safety Dispatcher's Office, and he recently completed an internship with the Hancock County Prosecutor's Office, which gave him an excellent view into the courtroom practice of criminal law. He will be attending law school in the fall. Based on his outstanding academic and public service record, it's my pleasure to present him with the Award for Excellence in Pre-Law Studies for academic year 2022 and 23. And probably even better from his viewpoint, there is a small cash award that comes with it. So, let me give it to you. Thank you. And stay here. And stay here. I'm going down.
I have to stay up here a few minutes more. So it is my pleasure to present the award for outstanding work in the study of history to Christopher Joyce. Christopher is a fantastic student, and he has maintained an excellent grade point average. And as you've just heard, he is both a pre-law major and a history major. And he is receiving our law award today as well. Chris always brings enthusiasm and a passion for learning into his coursework. His achievements extend well beyond the classroom. He has participated in the American Moot Court Association competition, and he has served as an intern in the Hancock County Prosecutor's Office. He is the president of UF's Law Society, and he is a member of our Xi Sigma chapter of Phi Alpha Theta History Honor Society. Over the last 2 years, he has worked as a dispatcher for the Campus Safety and Security Office. And after graduation, Chris plans to study law at Cleveland State University. Yay. Congratulations, Chris, on all of your outstanding academic achievements. And this also comes with a cash reward. Thank you. I'll be up here for a couple of more of these. I am pleased to present the Excellence in Gender Studies Award to Elizabeth Baker. Liz is an animal science management major with a gender studies minor, and she has maintained an excellent grade point average here at UF. Liz consistently demonstrates a commitment to interdisciplinary study, and she believes that gender studies can foster compassion, social awareness, and empathy. Liz has been active in 4-H, and she has raised and, well, shown show rabbits. She has also interned at an organic farm, and she has worked as a barista and in the service industry throughout her academic career. Her future plans include work in sustainable agriculture and urban agriculture. We wholeheartedly congratulate Liz on all of her academic achievements. And there's also a cash award. The final award I am presenting is for Dan White. So Dan will be the recipient of the Aletha Herwig Memorial Award this year. So Aletha Herwig was a professor of history at Findlay College from 1944 to 1959. She was an esteemed scholar and a popular professor. This award recognizes outstanding student achievement in the study of history and in historical research and writing. This year's recipient, Daniel White, is a superior student. Dan is majoring in both history and adolescent, young adult social studies education. He has maintained an excellent grade point average while working and volunteering throughout his college career. He has served as a camp counselor, a soccer referee, a coach, and a 4-H advisor. His senior capstone history research project that he's working on with Dr. Palelli focuses on the late Western Roman Empire. The department wishes to congratulate Dan on his many academic achievements. Congratulations, Dan. Thank you.
Lest there be any confusion, I am not Dr. Postic. So he is actually celebrating his daughter's wedding today. Can Emily Henthorne join me on stage? Emily Henthorne is the Gary Kramer Political Science Student of the Year. Emily has a 3.84 overall GPA and a 3.88 in the political science major. This year, she served as Vice President of the Law Society, and over her tenure at UF, she has been President of the University Singers, President of UF Pan-Hellenic Association, Secretary for the Law Society, Greek Member of the Year, and actor and crew for 7 UF theater productions. Emily is also a twice published author in our student literary magazine, From the Writer's Kitchen, and has served as a Writing Center tutor from 2020 through 2023. Please join me in congratulating Emily. So this concludes our awards ceremony. Please feel free to stay, take pictures on the stage as long as you want. Family and friends, you're welcome to come up here and do what you will. Again, one last round of applause for all of our recipients. Thank you and congratulations.